I'm Caroline Cherotich from LSSW. My topic is community development. What is community? We have dimensions of community, e.g., place, population, political system, social organization, cultural system, economic system. Community must be defined so stakeholders can be identified and appropriately involved in the various stages of the community development process. What is community development? The structural changes in a community includes uses of resources and the functions of institutions. More community assets such as jobs, income, building, and city parks. We have a comprehensive process to manage change that involves citizens creating a shared vision for the future. Decides that citizen participation, both in purpose and functions, distinguishes community development from other types of intervention. Unless people buy in open to all stakeholders, should the stakeholders should not be designed as the community development. We have distinguishing characteristics. These characteristics are focuses on the whole community, emphasizes public participation as self-help, use participatory democracy as a model for decision making, use a holistic approach, often initiates the process using a paid professional from outside. Why do we practice community development? We practice so that we allow people to participate in a civil dialogue, to give voice to ordinary citizens, to create a common vision for the community, and to improve crisis response. It doesn't matter where the community is on the spectrum of success. What matters is how engaged citizens are in the decision-making process. This can sustain community success despite minimal problems. Addresses critical needs such as safety. This can begin the healing of a divided community. Decreases feeling of hopelessness after years of neglectful community building. We have framework for the community. Assumptions, values, and principles. Starting with the community assumptions. These assumptions are: people are capable of rational behavior. Significant behavior is learned behavior. Significant behavior is learned through interaction over time. People can purposeful direction to their behavior. People can impact their environment towards a desired future. Another framework is values. This insists that all people have basic dignity. People have the right to make decisions on issues that impact their well-being. Participatory democracy is the best way to conduct a community civil business. People have the right to strive to create the environment they want. People have the right to reject an externally imposed environment. The more purposeful interaction and dialogue within a community, the more potential for learning and development implied within a process of purposeful interaction is the ever-widening concept of the community. We have the principles. Self-help and self-responsibility are required for successful development. Participation in public decision-making should be free and open to all citizens. Broad representations and increased breadth of perspective and understanding are conditions conducive to effective community development. Methods that produce accurate information about the community are fatal to the process. Understanding the general agreement are the basics for the community change. All individuals have the right to be heard in open discussion and the responsibility to respect opposing viewpoints. Trust is essential for effective working relationship. We have community development practice. People develop the ability to collectively help themselves and reduce reliance on external resources. An orderly set of steps led to problem-solving program and task completion. Without process, the desired outcomes may be diminished or unrealized. Without success outcomes, the process can be devalued or abandoned. Successful communities understand the role and contribution of each other. The results that arise from the community development process. Outcomes can be physical, environmental, or human capital, financial resources, or social capital. We have community development process, starting by organizing. Establish the organizing group and develop a plan for the process. Next process is analyze. Collect, analyze data to determine community conditions. We have communicate. Keep the public informed and engaged in the process. Plan. Establish the management team to oversee the process and to create a vision and strategic action plan with input from the stakeholders. We have implementation. Establish actions team for specific areas of action plan to achieve goals and objectives. We have to evaluate, review progress and achievements of action plan, revise as needed, celebrate, publicly celebrate accomplishment of goals and recognize efforts of those involved, sustain, set new goals and objectives and begin again. We have organizing group works to sustain the community development action plan. What new goals and objectives needs? What do we consider? We consider the new goals and objectives need to be addressed to achieve our visions. What new citizen input needs to be considered? Are any stakeholder groups still not participating, and if so, how can they be incited to become involved? Can issues identified earlier now be addressed? Do any changes groups or teams need to be made? What resources are needed to continue progress long term? How can the process be institutional throughout community organization? We do effectiveness of organization structure and leadership evaluated by organizing groups which takes appropriate action. We also do resources to sustain progress, so an action plan developed to begin the process anew. We have building social capital. In building social capital, as a community, we must ask ourselves that, is there any trust among the community members? Is there a shared vision for the community with priorities identified? Is there a spirit of cooperation with problems and needed discussed openly? Are people willing to assess leadership roles? Does a well-developed communication system keep citizens informed? Does the community have a history of working together? What organization or groups have strong ties to the community? Does a sense of reciprocity exist in the community? Are social norms and values recognized with social services that facilitate their values? Do individuals members of the community at large or in a neighborhood knows one another? Are there festivals, parades, or other public events that bring people together? What is the level of the volunteerism? Are neighborhood organizations and citizens coalition active? Do people generally feel their participation in civil affairs can make a difference? We have aspects of development. We have leadership, community, economic. In conclusion, a healthy community is one where people are not just out for themselves and they are just working on their individual pursuits, but where they understand their relationship and responsibility to other people in the community. And that's the end of my presentation. Thank you.